don't have any complaints against it.
Complaints I have, yes, but I appreciate what we have right now.
Do you feel as if there should be a change or what?
Yeah, change is coming because it's already being effected country-wise. That is 254. We are waiting for the new curriculum to be.
But now okay. The curriculum. Okay, the curriculum is something that can change, but the education system that we have, like exams and all that, do you think that maybe that is something that needs to be changed, like what we study?
I don't think so. So far, so good.
Okay, so are you sure that if right now it was to take you to an architectural firm, that most of the stuff you're learning right now, you're going to use it?
For me, yes.
For architects, in your case, for architects is a yes.
Yes. Okay, let's say an engineering kind of field, yes, because we do what's.
You mostly do practicals, but you guys usually see you guys doing a lot of practicals. So maybe in your field, maybe things are good. But what about like high school, primary? What do you feel about? Because personally, I just think there's subjects that were there to waste your time.
Example.
CRE. That's the work of the church. That's not the work of a school. Chemistry, man. Why was I studying chemistry? I'm not planning to do anything in a lab.
Do you understand the simple composition of what you eat every single day?
Simple, yes, but
without that education you had in high school, do you understand what you're eating today?
Nowadays there is no excuse for not knowing something. There is the internet. If you just go on the internet, you just do some studies on what that's what I love about the internet. There is that freedom of what you want to know is what you're just going to get. Okay.
Yes, but do you know also some sites are biased?
Obviously, some sites are biased. Even those books are biased. Are you telling me that even the books that we used to study are biased? Are very biased.
But if you consider website biasness and textbook biasness, at least textbook.
I prefer a website than a book. Because a book, the problem with a book is that those things are not refreshed as often. Okay? And you see, you might find that like some information that was there in the past. It's like, I remember there was this class 6 book name only two creatures that can produce light naturally. It was, I don't know, this lizard, it was, I don't know, this caterpillar and something. In real sense, are you telling me that it's only caterpillars and that firefly that can produce light? There's that fish that has a glowing thing. There's a lot of stuff. So you see, that's what I'm saying. Textbooks are bad.
But the content that is in the textbook has been studied to show that is capable for that mind, for example. Yes. For that class of mind to understand.
But I still feel as if there is. Okay, I just feel as if like we study too much theory, but we don't put the practical side. I think the education system that we have deals too much with the theoretical side of things. I don't like the way it's so much theory, such that to a point, if you were told to do something in a certain field, you wouldn't know how to do it because you were never taught the practical aspect of it.
But you need to understand that education is not a destination. It's a process. It keeps on improving.
Yeah, but education. Education is one of the few things that has remained practically the same for ages.
No, I beg to differ.
What? Are you telling me that it has changed? That people are just sitting in the classroom?
If you talk to your grandparents, they'll tell you they had something called apprenticeship. Now
which was better. I think that one apprenticeship, that one was better because at least that way, someone who already made mistakes can tell you, you're going to make mistakes here, don't do this and that. But you see now the current education is you do them, you make the mistakes, and then you learn and teach your kids. When already it's going to be too late in your life, when you realize that, hey, you've learned a lot of things, but you're already too old to even execute them in your own life.
Your statement is biased, I beg to differ. Because, one, education where it has reached right now, it has enabled the internet you're using. If we go back to the apprenticeship process.
But you know now the internet, now listen, the internet was created by the military army, by the US. So it was used it was created first of all as a communication hub in case where maybe the landline cables wouldn't work. So that's why the internet was created, to create a system that in case of an emergency there's still a way to communicate.
Okay,
and
then you mean to tell me that you'd prefer that they use smoke signals?
No, I'm not saying that I prefer they use smoke, but listen
first. The engineers that did that have gone to school. Do you know that?
Yeah, but those are the people.
They have studied the basics of how internet works.
I know they've studied
that has specialized.
I've studied the basics. They've studied the basics. I've not refused. The thing is, the education system is designed in a way that it's going to make a lot of people fail. Believe it or not, most of the people end up being mediocre. It's only a very small percentage become rich. Why? Because of the education system that currently exists. Because unless you're woken up in your head, you're not going to realize that there's something really wrong. Like you need to go study for yourself so that you can be able to be unique from everyone else.
So you want to tell me the problem is...
My problem...
Give me a minute. Your problem is how education has been delivered.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's another different topic.
Yeah, now you see education... now you see...
The problem is...
My problem...
Your problem is how education has...
Okay. Listen, I was saying... what was I saying? Yeah, the way education is delivered. Yeah, so that's my problem. Okay, I don't have an issue like in sitting in class and all that.
Okay.
The issue comes when you're studying too much junk that you don't need. Okay? So I feel that if you're an architect, you're supposed, if someone wants to be an architect, there's supposed to be architects involved in telling you the subjects that are important later on. But now you see the problem here is people are just bombarded with everything. Okay, because me personally, I feel like they wasted my time, because I just feel as if they should have given me computer, mathematics, and some few stuff in biology. Okay, because you see, what creates innovators is people who specialize in things. Okay, so you see, so me personally, I don't see why you should be waking up at 5:30 to cram, because you see, and that's maybe another problem that I see with the education system, cramming. Like you're studying for tests, you're not studying to learn.
Yeah, so that's more of a delivery kind of thing. But then you want to tell me that as a computer, let me use the term nerd in its simplicity form. So as a computer nerd, you won't use geography?
Really? Nowadays there's Google Maps. Why will I even use that?
Good example, yes. The person who sat down and created Google Maps, he did not use geography.
He used, but you see, the thing is, that person was smart enough to know that, hey, people don't have to go through, a plethora of maps, wasting their time. Well, they can just have something on the internet that is free to use.
So, without him going to school and discovering
I'm not saying that, you know, that's your problem. You've not had me. Did you hear me saying that you're not supposed to go to school?
No.
Then why are you saying he did not go to school?
I'm arguing the point that your mode of delivery, and I'm speaking in terms of the 844 system, where we were.
But you see, now let me ask you a question. Yeah. Just name one Kenyan scientist. Please, just name me one so that I can check him right now.
Scientist in...
From Kenya. Just name me one that is so outstanding that someone who has gone through the 844 system that is so outstanding that you even wonder what 844 system he was using. Just name me one.
In my capacity, I would say.
And you are sure he's not used any other education system? You are sure that it's only 844?
You
see?
Architect Wawero.
You're telling me that Architect Wawero, that guy, that he has never gone to any other foreign school?
To my knowledge.
To your knowledge?
Yes.
Uh-huh. You see, you know a few. You see, and that's the problem. You see, now you're silent because there is no one. Why are Americans doing this and not Kenyans doing this? That shows that clearly the way people are being educated is a problem. You see? You see? How do you get my point? If we don't have, why Americans? Why Americans? Everything. Why? And you see, they're smart enough. Even then, the education system is not perfect, but they're smart enough to let the few who are able to break through the system and go there and work for their, I don't know, it's called Silicon Valley.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, they usually take the smartest of the smartest. And it's not about being smarter to the 844 system. It's about that person who is crazy, the one who stays in the lab all night. And you see now, you can't say that that person is using 844. Those are people you find doing research that is not even in the school. So you see, so for me, that's why I don't understand. Why are we still continuing with a system that doesn't create innovation for Kenyans? Because it's you see, like a problem. Like me, let me speak from my own perspective in terms of like entertainment. You see, we've emphasized so much on the 844 that we forget there's even other important fields, especially practical stuff. Not a lot of people can change a bulb. Something very simple. I'm not going to say stupid, but it's something very simple. But a lot of people cannot do that.
But then, you know, I can also say it's for me, I see it as a personal choice, because there's that provision in the school system. There's a subject called home science. Wait a minute.
In your school, in my own school, the only extra subject that was there was computer, nothing else.
So you see, now that's an institutional. For your high school,
most government high schools are like that. You see, I guarantee you, if it's not a national school, most high schools are like that. Just go even to your local high schools up, you'll see.
And why is that the case?
I don't know. And you see, that's why. And you see now, because me, like in my high school, normally they used to emphasize, oh, you need to get some grades in this subject. I don't know, mathematics, you need to get this so that you can get, I don't know, it can pull CRE up. You see, that's the nonsense that I did not understand. Why am I having to pull a fucking subject up? Why? I'm not interested in studying that. Not everyone cares about that subject. And see, that's my point. I think, okay, obviously when you're young, you're not wise enough to make choices. But that's where I think, let's say like me, I'm an animator, I'm a filmmaker. That's where people like me can be asked, can be called and be told, hey, you guys are already in the system, you already know what people need. What are you going to advise these young people to do? This one wants to be a filmmaker, so which subjects should they specialize in? And me, if you ask me if you want to be a filmmaker, I would say English. And I don't get why English and the writing is combined into one thing. I think literature needs to be a separate thing, because literature and philosophy is something very different compared to English.
And that's why in English you have, is it 3 papers? Yeah, you have 3 separate exams.
But you see now, that's a lot of, and this is what I'm saying, if you don't, like if you bombard so much information in a system, people are going to forget. How many things do you remember in high school, like about biology? Most people only remember about
I dropped biology. I'm not just.
Now you see, me, I had to choose it because we were forced to take business, and we had no choice. That you could say that, hey, no, I'm not going to take business class.
So for you have not used business class anywhere?
No.
Or how do you charge your services?
No. That is just purely from just looking outside, seeing what amount I need. That is something that.
How did they come up with that figure?
What?
How did they come up?
What figure?
For example, you charge $30 for a shoot.
Yeah, but normally that's not business. That's just common sense. Hey, you need a certain amount of money at the end of the month. That's not business. I'm not doing any tax returns.
You charge your clients by your expenses.
Yeah, that's most.
So if you use 40,000, you'll charge your client 40,000 for your personal uses.
Not for my own personal uses. Normally, you just estimate an amount that is going to be viable for you. Are you trying to tell me that
So yes, how do you calculate that amount?
Are you telling me that Mama Aduka amesoma business?
You never know.
It's common sense, man.
So
Money is common sense.
Why?
Listen,
Give me a minute. For her to maintain that show, she has to have some skills.
Yes,
Learn
but
from school or not? From experience.
life, and mostly the ones you learn from life are the best, not school. I mean, you're never going to find me, I don't know, balancing ledgers and all that nonsense.
Then why does Microsoft hire students from Harvard?
That's Microsoft.
I'm asking a question. If then Bill Gates should
and
maintain his company without
it's not Microsoft, is not Bill Gates' company.
No,
listen.
I'm saying he started it, isn't it?
Yeah, he started it.
Yeah, but then now he has almost 1 million employees worldwide.
But
for example,
he's no longer involved in Microsoft. Microsoft is
does he get a paycheck from Microsoft?
Nope.
How sure are you?
He only gets the money that he gets is from donations. That's how he's rich.
I will do research.
Listen. I'm saying, you don't get my point. I'm not saying that business
founders
is not.
have to get a paycheck.
Listen, I'm not saying that. China used to Bill Gates. Listen, I'm not saying that business is not important. What you don't get is it's not relevant for everyone. Why should you push it onto everyone?
And that's why you studied for the first 2 years in high school.
And that's why it was bloody forced on me for the rest of my 4 years. Oh, why aren't you getting my point? I've told you that we were forced to do business.
So if you are forced to do business,
it's the same thing. Chemistry, everyone was forced to do it.
Yeah, but then apparently there's some. I was told there's some schools that you have the option to drop it.
And you see, those are very few schools, and this is why I'm saying that.
Because
listen, that's why I said
yes.
The education system. I don't have a problem with what subjects are being taught.
Yes.
All I'm saying is, can people from these respective fields just be called before any curriculum is made? Can people from these respective fields, even if you have to pay them, can they be called and be told and tell and maybe sat down and them maybe given a chance to give out the subjects that people are supposed to study? Because for me personally, I think a teacher who's just studied teaching telling you that mathematics is good for you, later on I don't know, you lose it, where this subject is good for you, I think that's bullshit. Because you end up, when you come out here, you end up realizing that hey, KCSE was just a fucking scam. Like, that thing ain't helping your life.
It does help a lot of people. For me, first of
yes,
all,
and that's why, and that's why I asked you to mention. Name me some scientists. You only mentioned one.
Yes.
And you see, and that's why I'm saying you can tell me all day that it helps. It doesn't help. KCSE is just a bullshit scam that should be first of all wiped. People should
That's
never.
why they are introducing the new system. Have you checked out the new system first of all?
No, I've not checked it out. But
then why are we having this discussion if you have not checked it out?
Does it have exams at the end of the day?
Yes.
See, that's bullshit.
Even Japan has exams at the end of the day. So what?
Listen,
exam will enable you to get that certificate to show that you went through this process.
Because no, you're telling me that
even you have certification that you went through animation or courses. So what's the problem with the examination?
But you see, I had to drop out so that I can go do my own certificate.
Yeah,
I had to drop out of college so that I can study on my own, because I saw college is a fucking scam.
Your college.
Which brings me to another point.
To your own opinion, it was a scam.
No, not my own opinion.
It has not been shut down by the government.
No. Let me tell you, man. Listen, let me tell you. I'm not the type to sugarcoat. If you're paying for something, you better receive that something. I don't get why people, especially campus. I don't get why. Even Jude, I wish Jude was here. Jude is the perfect guy. I don't get why you're studying journalism and all that. But if you're told to open Premiere Pro and edit a video, you can't do that. You can't. Then what the hell are you studying? Why are they leaving these very important bits and pieces? Like for me, filmmaking, I had to study this shit on my own.
Yes, and that's when I started my argument by saying education is a process, it's not a destination. We are not really there.
But
we are learning.
Okay, and now you see, for you're comfortable saying that.
I'm not comfortable. I'm also doing my own researches.
I know shit.
There are things that
there's no problem.
Now
listen. Now listen.
Yes.
And this is why I'm saying. I don't get why you're saying it's not a destination. People pay so much. Why should people then have to go ahead and learn on their own in life? Well, you've paid all that money to be in school.
Not everything you learn in school. Some things you'll be taught by life.
But let's be honest, majority of the things you've learned about your course, have you learned them through school or through most practical work you do? It's the most practical work you do that makes you learn a lot of stuff.
For my case, my practical is marked in school, so that argument will be.
But it's more practical. It's the more practical things that are helping you learn a lot, right?
Yes.
You see? Now you see? And this is why I'm saying, okay, some fields are okay. Some fields, like things like doctors and all that, okay, those ones need to go through school. That one, there's no shortcutting. But why are creatives, people like me, people like who else fall under the creative, people like filmmakers, people like storytellers, why are we subjected to like studying a lot of junk that is not relevant to us? And why is the agenda of, like, why do we keep on telling people at education, I don't know, go to school, you're going to make it? Yet we know that right now, even having a degree is just a problem because no one is giving you jobs. So for me, this is what I was saying in the first place. Life skills should be a mandatory subject, because if someone is taught from the get-go how to think, when they get out here and they know how to react to a situation, that is what counts.
Yeah, true, but then that's in the new curriculum that is not researched.
But now you see, and this is what I was saying, it was designed for people to fail.
It was designed by that, at that time, by the people who did the previous.
And this is why I'm saying, listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm not even looking at Kenya only.
No.
This is what I'm saying. Why, okay, then let me ask you, then why do millionaires, why did most of them drop out of school? A majority. Like Bill Gates, they had to like go finish school later on when they were so old.
Yeah, but for them, they found something they loved. They did what they
yes,
wanted.
but now
they delivered what they wanted. But then
but
they needed something to add on to that.
But now, okay, why is it that then they had to quit? Didn't they feel that maybe college there is something wrong with what I'm studying?
It's a passion.
And now you see, I don't get why. You know, it's not everyone. Listen, it's not everyone that is, and this is what I'm saying, it's not everyone that is woken up in their head. Some people will take a lot of time before they can realize what they want in life. Now, for me, all I'm saying is, education should be structured in a way that people can discover what they love. Like, I think for me, the first few years is like no exam. I'm talking about the internal ones, the cuts and all that crap.
Yeah, the cuts have to be there.
And now you see, that's my problem.
It's the same
now
case.
You see,
the same case.
now you see,
you are told how to use
listen.
No,
listen.
no.
I never used the cut to learn
No, kuja pole pole. For you to be certified that you know how to use that, you needed to go.
I'm not saying that you don't need a card to be certified.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is they should, if possible, make sure that those cards are countable.
Yes, that's why they are only now. The main ones only 4. The others are internal, like opening.
You see,
opening cards in school.
Those are the things that I'm saying. Listen. You know, the thing is, you need to understand that if someone finds something challenging, they're just going to be doing it for the sake.
Okay, open. Tafadhali fungua hiyo nani? Portal ya Ministry of Education and see that thing. Because from class 3, now if you're sports oriented, unatumwa nani PE and what have you. If you are computer oriented, unapatiwa computer classes. If you're more of a science guy, you're given the sciences. That's what the new curriculum is offering.
I'm going to have to study it well, I see.
Yes.
But for me, personally, I just think even if they change the curriculum, so long as they don't make it practical in a way that it helps someone to think, they're doing nothing. I don't see why a few people have to make it and all the others have to work for the ones who've made it.
At the end of the day, you have to pick apples from oranges. Whether it's through life or through exams.
But now you see, my problem is, even if not everyone is going to make it, my problem is this country right now has a very high unemployment rate. So what I'm wondering is, and you know, by the way, this is another flaw. These education systems came from white men. Why can't we mix it with our own like traditions and all that? Because me personally, I think alienating, like taking too much of foreign stuff is what it's funny that there was someone I saw on WhatsApp. had posted like 16 scientists, black scientists, and yet you never see them in books.
Have they written their own books?
No, they've not written their own books, but most of them, I think, but this is what we call like conspiracy territory. But most of them did play major roles in major inventions that were made.
Yeah, but then the writer and the author are the storytellers.
And this is why now
So
you said that you say that websites are biased. Even books are biased, because if a white man writes a book, what makes you think he's going to acknowledge a black man?
He will write a book to his perspective.
To his perspective.
Yes.
But now you
and
see,
that's a personal book.
and you see now a problem that I usually find also. Another problem I find with the education system is that we have too much. Okay, why are we? Okay, like those black scientists. Let me just. I hope. I wish I could have asked that guy where he found those articles. But there were a lot. There were so many. I was even surprised that there was a lot of scientists. All of these people are not. Why don't we learn about such people in books? Obviously, this one is known, but some of these people you don't know them, right?
No.
You see. Do you know why I'm saying that it's important to include such people? Because you see, it's racially, like, it's wiping out your mind to believe that white, because me used to ask, Kuni, it's only white people who create inventions. Why am I not hearing some black scientists? And see, the truth is, according to that article that guy had posted, not Thomas Edison is not the one who created the bulb. It was a black guy. Then the guy stole it, presented it as his own. Actually, it was Nikola Tesla, that black guy, and another guy who came up, and then they came up with the bulb, but then Edison took it. So you see, I see that's another thing. I feel as if, even if we choose to educate, okay, I'm not saying, maybe they've changed the curriculum right now, but I feel as if that we need to acknowledge people from our own race, because if it creates, like, the putting so many white scientists it creates a mentality of inferiority. Like, we feel inferior. Because me, actually, I usually used to wonder why am I not hearing black scientists? Kuni, what's up with us?
For me, first of all, yes, I agree.
And this is why
I agree that not including them was bad. But for me, I would say the white scientists are in favor because they understand the process. An invention gets a patent.
But
So
you see that's
you need to protect your work.
but you see that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit, man.
So if I can hack bloody actor now and start doing my own thing, that would be beneficial to you or to me. Yes, you'll be inventing.
But now you see, okay, and this is why, okay, listen, this is why now I have a problem with your mentality. You're the type of people who see problems and let them run instead of speaking again. So now you're telling me that it's okay to steal, it's okay to do this and that.
Saying.
Then speak against it. Stop saying that.
What did I say when I was starting?
You've said they understand the process, but
yes.
Why aren't you condemning that thing? Why aren't you condemning them? Why are they being allowed to steal patents? Why? You see? And this is what is going to make you remain, this is what is going to make us remain inferior. If you just keep on saying, oh, the white man understands this, that's bullshit. You need
and that's why you need to do something called self-education. If you didn't go to school, okay, you go self-educate yourself on how to protect your
and this
your
is
rights.
why, and this is why, listen, and this is why we have people fighting for other people's rights. Not everyone is strong enough to fight for their own rights and freedoms. Okay? So, for me, never let it get to a point where you just stand there and say, okay, if they do not know, they do not know me, I'm just going to sort myself. So, because you see, that's the mentality that, but I think if there's one thing Africans, this is why I keep on saying life skills should be important. If there's one thing I think we should be told, is first of all, we need to be proud of our skin color. Because a lot of us keep on condemning, I don't know, chicks, bleaching and all this. But we forget that even if we were to go to an advertisement, we are just going to see light-skinned girls. Why can't we promote such things in school? Tell them that it's okay to have, because like I was having an argument with my mom, telling her about hair, and I was telling her, listen, shaving came with a white man. We used to live like that. So a system that was created with a white man. Why? Why are we seeing as in, even to date? Why are we still seeing that these things are necessary? This is a smart way to dress. Who said it's the smart way to dress? Just because the white man said it's the smart way to dress, does it mean it's smart to us?
You need to understand first of all the perspective you are in. There are some people who claim that they have been having democracy for the last 300 years. As you are at 56, it's a learning curve.
I know it's a learning curve, and this is this is why the show is there, to make sure that we air out issues that we feel, even as the nation is developing, we feel that some of this stuff should be talked about. So this is why now the government needs to come in place and say that, hey, okay, why are there only white scientists? Why are we making like our fellow African men feel inferior? This is where the government should have. This is why, and this is why now I'm saying it's like it was designed to fail, because there's never people in place to like take watch or to just look at things and say that the way that we are portraying a certain people is wrong. Okay, the way that we are portraying, because and this is what I'm saying, like, I don't get why you're supposed to be told that, oh, Christianity is the best thing. I'm not saying that maybe you should not go to church and all that, but I don't get why it's supposed to be forced onto you. Some things I just believe should be left for you to go and find them on your own. Okay? So
for me, I think you have a certain way of, a box thinking that you are refusing to get out of. For example, recently there's a mechanic who's a colored man who's a mechanic for Tesla, and not a mechanic. He has started his own shop outside Tesla that he's doing for rebuilding Tesla model vehicles. He has made his way by going out of the norm. You need to appreciate such people.
Listen, I've not said I don't appreciate, but now that you've mentioned, then why aren't such people in our textbooks?
He started the other day.
Yeah, but I still believe, okay, you're telling me he's the only person who can do that?
No, I'm not saying he's the only person.
Yes, then why don't we have more inclusion of our own people in the books to inspire young people and to tell them that, hey, it's not only white men that can do this, also Africans can do the same thing.
Because you need to understand that. If you're talking Africa, most of our content is brought from outside. We are being pumped in, and that's why you find that. For example, like mother tongue. For me, I'm not sure if I got it in school, but I'm told there was mother tongue in school.
But then now that you've mentioned that point, is it being included in the new curriculum? Will mother tongue be included?
They're still in talks with that.
You see?
Because listen, you need to accept that you are a diverse nation.
Doesn't matter, man.
So
it's not going to be a compulsory subject. If you feel like you wanna study it, go study it.
Yes, and that's why they're making provisions for that. But then you cannot have a school.
But now you see how sad.
You should also look at the economic part of school. For example, for you, maybe you only needed to do computer, but then for you only to do computer, that did not make economic sense. So you need to find the balance. The balance was if you're doing computer, do something else.
Kwanza another thing. Okay. Kwanza another thing that normally I see as a problem is boarding schools. That thing may toughen you up, but trust me, at the end of the day, the person that walks in Form 1 is not the same person who leaves Form 4.
Which is good, or is it bad?
Which is not a good thing.
Why?
I'm not saying that they change as a good. Most people don't end up correct in their head.
Why?
Some people start drinking in high school. Some people start smoking in high school. Some people most people lose their virginity nowadays in high school, which is not a bloody good thing right now.
So you want people to be homeschooled?
No. People I think should be doing the day school. The responsibility.
Have you checked the rate of boarding schools, pregnancy and day school pregnancies?
Pregnancies, what the days ni
day schools and boarding schools.
The day schools ni mingi.
Very much.
The day schools.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, that's the pregnancy side of things. But me, I'm saying, listen, boarding schools, there is no way in time that I ever saw my teacher as a second parent. No effing way. I just saw them as some person who is bored with life, who doesn't understand that maybe I need to be out there and be doing something.
That was your teacher.
And this is why now I'm saying, me personally, I hate the boarding system. I don't think I can ever let my child go through such a system, because I think what boarding school is, and this is the real truth, boarding school is just a way for parents to throw away their responsibilities as teachers. It's as simple as that.
I beg to differ.
What?
Raise
your child.
Yeah.
Raise your child. That's why.
You have 8 years. No, you have until 13 to do that.
Me, I was taken in boarding school when I was in class 5. So
class 5, that's how old?
I was like what? Class 5, I was like how many years old?
So you learn how to wash your socks, take care of yourself. If it's time to eat, it's time to eat.
Those are things that can still be taught at home.
No.
It's how? Are you telling me
for example, right now?
Are you telling me that your parents cannot just let you wash your own clothes? Tells you that, hey, you got into an age that, hey, those uniforms, it's you alone. Manage your time.
But then if you're used to be washed for, how will it go?
If then you're used to be washed for.
Yes.
Washed for by who? So that's why now I'm saying it's parents throwing responsibilities at teachers.
And
Listen,
teachers are doing their work by teaching you how to be
in most cases you're going to be responsible, yes, but
good.
Most of the behaviors you get out with. But me personally, I know a lot of people who've gone through day schools and they're responsible.
And me, I know a lot of people who are in day schools came to boarding and left better people than why.
That's good. But now you see that this is what I'm saying. Some duties it's the parents' work. If your child is being an idiot, you better slap the demons out of that kid. You slap them, You make them. I don't know if you're going to make them sleep in the store. You make that. Make sure that they understand that you have to be responsible at times.
I have a question for you. Who do you think will easier discipline a child, a parent or a teacher?
Mostly a parent, not a teacher.
That's a lie.
How?
That's a lie.
How?
That's
no
a
way.
Lie.
How? Are you telling me that? You
just go online and go look at most spoiled kids in the world? Utapata most of them
those are wazungus, man.
No, they are human beings. They have a skull like us.
Homeschooling. Listen, homeschooling is not a good idea, first of all, for a child, because he's in the house alone. You need to be out there with your friends. I've not said homeschooling. I've said day school. Spend time with your kids, then come home. When you come at home, wash those dishes. Be responsible. Manage your time. I think even when you're at home, it's better, because now
there's more distractions at home than in school.
That's why you are a parent.
To do what?
Take time to monitor what your child is doing.
There's so much you can do.
What?
There's a percent you can do. And that's why even in the African customs, if you go outside the house and start misbehaving, a stranger will cane you properly.
I see nowadays no one canes you.
Yes, because the times have changed. If you become hard-headed, you go to a military school. So you trained there how to become a good boy.
Me personally,
there's nothing. A lame argument, and you know it.
There's nothing that you can tell me at boarding schools.
Boarding is way better.
Boarding schools is nonsense. It's nonsense of the highest order. You're saying that because you just went to a school that is so paid a lot of money. You are not there with me eating.
My first 2 years I was in
high school. Don't tell me you're in a high school, my friend. You don't know what life is when you go to high school. You don't know.
Do your research about the first high school and you'll
which one? Listen, you are not there planting maize in the bloody forest. You see, and that's
why were you uprooting a tree?
that was something. That was just something a long time ago. Listen.
No, give me a minute. After you uprooted a tree, did you repeat that thing ever again?
Are you kidding me? That's why I'm telling you it's nonsense.
Yeah. So So you want to tell me your mom will go tell you? She'll just give you a slap and move on with life.
What? Because listen.
You need a change of. It's
No.
the same way you are told you need 90 days to adopt a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Same case to school. You need to change your environment. Okay, there are benefits of being this school and there's benefits of being boarding school.
Boarding school, the only benefit I see in boarding school is lack of distractions. Nothing else. And money. Saving a lot of money. Nothing else. Nothing else.
So you want to tell me for your high school you didn't come a better man? Then you
Never.
went.
Never. If there's one thing I regret is being in high school in the first place. Because if I was in day school, I would have been a better person than I was right now. Than I was when I was coming out of high school.
So do you think you would have done differently?
Yeah. I mean,
What?
me. What?
Yes.
Those are my own personal stuff. I'm not willing to share my own personal
Give
life.
me one, just one.
Hey, man, we on stream, man. I can't share my own personal life up on stream.
That's weak, man. That's weak.
That's not weak. Listen, man.
That's weak. That's
Eh?
weak, and you know it.
What?
It's weak.
It's weak and I know what.
Yeah, that's weak.
Ah, there's no such thing, my friend. I'm telling you, boarding schools never help. You can keep on arguing. Let me tell you, all philosophers say that school is bullshit. They don't say that for a reason. You can keep on arguing, and this is why I say a few people only get to wake up. Those that understand that it's a stupid system that is put there, designed for people to think as workers, not as innovators. And this is why when I say boarding school is bullshit, it's because I know that's parents absconding their duties. Because if you are a parent, you're responsible for your kid. It doesn't matter if your kid is a fucking hothead or whatever he is, you better take responsibility of that kid. Telling me that, oh, you're being homeschooled, that's your own problem. If you're homeschooling your kid, make sure that at the end of the day, they are disciplined. It's your responsibility as a parent.
So
And a lot of people will end up so differently if their parents were always around them to talk to them. And because you're even telling me about those pregnancies, do you think that if the parents had sat down with them and told them about sex, do you think they would get pregnant in the first place?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
How?
Are you not?
Listen, it's like the way Texas state had an issue of pregnancy, and the issue was they were refusing to talk about family planning stuff to high school kids.
Okay.
So funny enough, Texas is the same state that has a lot of teenage pregnancies. But the other states that are open where parents talk to their kids about those stuff, they don't have. A teacher will never tell you about a Are you telling me a teacher came to class and told you about a condom?
Yes.
Where? You see, and
Even in university,
and this is
they
why
did that.
and this is why I'm telling you, listen, you went to high school up. In our school we were never taught anything like that. And I don't even life skills we never even used to study in the first place. We used to study like twice a whole month, a whole term.
You see, the problem is
Mm-hmm.
the system delivery. You have refused to accept that.
See, I've said
that's
the
the
problem.
whole system is bad.
Are
But then the whole system is not bad.
No, you want me to rewind? I have not said that I'm against the delivery of education.
Yeah, then you need to stop like saying your school. No, the way the system was at your place is what
And this is why I'm saying. I'm saying you went to a private school. Most public schools are like that. Majority. Go to any public school. You're just telling me, oh, you never went to a real public school, my friend. I was in
a public university right now.
Public university is not public high school. There's a big difference.
It's worse.
Me, I don't know about university because I did not go through university. But public high schools have a lot of problems. Ask them. Ask most of the people whether they studied. And this is why I'm telling you, you are either forced to do a subject that does not, like business. Like for me, I just found myself in a class where it's compulsory to do business.
Okay.
And all the other classes were compulsory to do, I don't know, agriculture. See? And so I'm telling you, if you go to high school, in a public high school in Ikuko Kichakani, where it's in the bushes somewhere there, you're going to understand what I'm saying. That most of the times you're either forced to wake up so early to study. I don't know, you're doing this. I don't know, you're doing that. Especially because the food was so bad. Me, I don't even get why you pay school fees and then you're given, at the end of the day in the morning, you're taking fermented porridge with nothing else. There was no bread.
Mm-hmm.
There was no afternoon tea. There was no evening tea.
Mm-hmm.
and then the food was always boiled. There was nothing like, and this is why I'm saying you can say that the education system can change, and this is why I'm telling you boarding school is not for me. I wouldn't encourage anyone, because you see, even if the education system is good, if at the end of the day the living conditions in those schools are not good, it's so bad. Like it's not something that me I can encourage someone to go to public schools. It's so bad. Like it's not something that, let me just say, it was a very bad experience, and I never want anyone to go anything. Like I will never want anyone to go through what, like me personally, have gone through in public schools.
I'm looking for something. Just give me a minute. So you want to tell me that
I'm telling you, majority of public high schools were just fucked up. They were so bloody fucked up. Public high schools, nah. Even it got to a point where they were banning libraries. Why do you think they were banning? Banning because of mocks. You see, that's how bad it was, like studying for mocks. Then what were those things for in the first place, the mocks?
they are form of examination to test your preparedness.
Preparedness for what? For what? It's a lot of cramming. But even, listen, I don't have anything against the test. The test that I took for Autodesk, that is how tests should be structured. Practical questions. You're given an image, 3 sets of images. If you do this and do this, what's the result you end up in? And you see, that's not the questions in high school. The questions in high school are like, okay, describe the whole bloody process of fertilization. See?
So how will you
like they're supposed to make sure that even the way they structure the exams is in a way that they test the thinker. Not cramming is very bad. Cramming is testing for memory. Clearly some people are very good in memory. Not everyone is good in memory.
Okay.
Personally, me, I'm not good in memory. So me telling me to cram a lot of stuff, like I'm not good in cramming stuff. So telling me to cram a lot of stuff, do you think that's unfair? And you see now, I'm saying it's unfair because me, I'm going to fail. Not because I'm stupid or anything, but because a test say that I did not understand, simply based on the fact that I failed to memorize some stuff.
But then you know there are
Because you see,
did you understand the concept? For example, if you are taught how to draw an egg.
Mm-hmm.
No, if you are taught how an egg is produced by a chicken, and then a question is asked about the process, then why should you fail? You need not to cram, you need to understand. Did you understand?
Listen, I understood, but what if I don't remember everything I read?
Understanding and remembering, those are two different concepts.
Yeah, and now you see exams test for what? Remember.
Not necessarily.
Only mathematics and some few subjects are only test for thinking.
So remembering is, for example, what?
Like you're being told, describe the way Jesus came from I don't know which city to which city.
That's something you've learned from.
You see now,
this.
Your assumption. Listen, and this is why.
No, I'm your friend. We have been friends since.
I was a lecturer, so I know how students think. You know, the assumption is to think that because you understand it's something you learned. The assumption is to think that, hey, another student will learn. It's the same way me. I learn whenever I touch any electronics, I learn them as quick as possible. It's the same way I bring the same assumptions to students, and then you realize that 90% are just looking at you and they don't understand what you're doing. Because
for me and you need to understand it's not a classroom. We have almost 12 years of friendship, first of all. So when I say theory, I understand what I'm saying. Yeah.
So you're telling me,
yes.
You've understood, and then if you, I already know Jesus came and all that.
Yes.
But why is it important for me to mention the specifics if it's not about memory?
And that's why there were like 15 marks for that question.
To describe.
Yes.
But if you fail to describe and misplace the dates, you fail.
Not necessarily.
You fail. You misplace the locations, you fail the question. If you say Jesus walked from Nazareth instead of from Galilee, you fail. You see? You see? And this is why I'm saying,
So
you can argue.
Your point supports me saying that you didn't understand.
No, I understood, but
You
I
didn't
don't.
understand.
I understood, but I don't remember. I don't have to cram a whole
if you
bloody
understand
book.
how to tie a shoe, you walk all your life with tying with shoelaces.
Okay, let me assume that what you mean is what you mean. Okay, so you're telling me that just because you understand and you failed to remember what you understood, does means that you can't join a campus because you failed?
Understanding and remembering are two different concepts.
Yes, it's two different concepts.
Yes.
But then why? Then why are questions structured in a way that let's look for one paper. Let's look for one paper here, because you are telling me I don't know what such questions are made to understand. Let's just put the desktop. Look at these questions. State 6 ways in which Christians help to restore a number. 6 ways. A member who has fallen into sin. State 6 ways. And I'm pretty sure if you state your own ways that you understood, you say that, hey, we can go to church and do this. If you state your own ways, I am 100% sure you will fail that question. You need to write what is written in the books. Okay. Am I right or wrong?
Wait a minute. Do you understand what is sin in that?
I understand what is.
No, answer my question.
What?
Do you understand sin in that
Listen,
concept?
I already know what sin is.
Good.
The problem is, why should I have to fail the question just because I'm not written the correct answer?
If you understand what sin is and you write a correct answer, you are an a-hole.
At what?
Yes. If you understand what sin is, and you understand what the question asks, and you write your own thing, that's your fault.
How is it your fault?
Because
how is it your fault?
It's like you're being asked how many legs does a horse have?
How many legs that have go? It's like telling me, there's only one way to cure something.
And
you see, now let me now.
If you understand that,
no, let me take you.
If you understand how to okay,
let me take you back to Earth first of all. The thing is, so you're telling me just because a book says that something is wrong, it's wrong.
That's why I've said understand, not cram.
Listen, and you've said clearly that if I write my own questions, why would I be writing my own questions if I know that the book says something else?
Because you understood what the concept of the book was.
Listen, so you're telling me that it's a mistake for me to write the correct thing, but in my own version?
No. You'll still get your points.
You're not going to get your points. You're telling me if I write that, hey, we can sit down and have a chat with this guy, are you telling me that I'm going to pass?
Yes, because that's a form of counseling.
Are you sure that point I'm saying is in the book?
Even Jesus.
You get my point.
Even Jesus
do you get my point?
People.
Do you get my point? My point is you need to write what is in the book, not what is in your head.
Okay, now to support your answer, sit down with a guy, talk about his ways.
Listen, it's okay. Good. But are you sure that whatever is in your head is correctly what is indicated in the book?
It does not. It's not. For such a question, it's not marked copy and paste.
You're sure?
Yes.
You are sure?
Yes.
Oh, you are sure that that you're telling me that if we were to fill this paper, we write our own answers, that we are going to pass? Are you sure they're not going to come out and say, according to the syllabus, you're supposed to write this and this?
First of all, that's a theoretical paper. You write what you understand.
Yeah, you write what you understand, but
Good.
You have to be in accordance with what? The syllabus.
Good. Thank you very much. To understand.
With the syllabus. Now, this is the bullshit part of that nonsense. Just because something is not in the syllabus doesn't mean it's not correct. Just because I knew that there was a fish that used to glow so that it can attract some prey, and it's not in the syllabus, does it mean that fish doesn't glow?
No. But if you understand that and put that out of course,
no! I put that and I was wronged. I was told that is not indicated in the paper. You need to either tick a caterpillar or a firefly. It's as simple as that.
Yes, good. Thank you for that. You had multiple choices, so you choose from that.
But I chose to write what I also know is correct. And you get my point. You see, you're the one telling me I'm thinking in a box.
So
who is the...
Listen. For example, a practical question.
You're the one saying... I'm not going to listen first of all. You're the one saying I'm thinking in a box.
No, listen.
What?
Practical question. In Kenya, we drive on the left hand of the road. So you decide to go on the right.
That's driving. That's laws. We are talking about laws of a country. That's not
No.
the same with education. No, don't bring the laws here.
So you didn't go to driving school
That's
to learn that?
to learn the laws of the road. Stop
Yes.
saying. That's why I've said stop mixing laws with education. There's the
Where-
listen. Laws are laws. You cannot break laws because you think at
you see now hapo hivyo ndio nasema unafikiria kwa box, because
How?
you just want to remain in that high school of yours that gave you nightmares, and you don't want to think outside that.
So that's why I've said if that okay, you're saying I'm not wanting to think outside the box. That's why I've asked you if I write that fish can glow, why am I being failed? See, I'm thinking outside what is in the books.
No, you just told me you had multiple choices.
Yeah, you had multiple choices.
Yes, and
But
what does the instruction
What
say?
is stopping you from getting marks if they go ahead and look at your answer and they go and research and find that yes, it's true that there's a fish in the ocean that glows, and yes, he's correct that that's a new species that should be added on the syllabus? Why don't they do that? Why don't they do that? It's like telling me, oh, name a job, and now you see YouTube came up the other day, and then you say YouTube, and then you failed because that YouTube does not exist in the syllabus. You see? So what are you trying to argue? See, that's what I'm trying to argue. And you're telling me, oh, I'm thinking in my box. Box is thinking in terms of something structured. You're confined. You're not moving outside what you were seeing in front of you.
Who said you won't be paid for you? You can get a max for that.
What? If you read YouTube,
Yes.
I've said it's like right now, maybe let's go like some 6 years down the line when YouTube was not popular, and then you discover that people made YouTube money through YouTube. Then you say
6 years monetization of YouTube
was there.
Was
there.
Mia.
In fact, it was the
Was
best at that
Mia.
time.
Was
Stop
Mia.
saying things
The
and I'm a YouTuber.
percentages
Oh,
were
let's
not
look.
there.
You want us to look right now?
Look.
Huh?
Look.
You're telling me at the percentage was me. YouTube started monetizing on the third year it developed.
How many people are making money at that time? How many
A
people
lot.
are making videos at that time?
6 years ago, before the apocalypse.
Before musician came into YouTube. Who?
YouTube always had musicians, man.
No, I'm saying minus the musicians.
What? Are you telling me Akina PewDiePie? Well, they've been there for so long. PewDiePie? The number one YouTuber? My friend, stop saying things that
Yeah, I'm
are
talking about numbers.
What numbers? YouTube used to make money still then, before
No,
now it
how
started.
many YouTubers used to make money at that time?
Everyone! Even me, I was monetized before I was demonetized. Everyone was being monetized because it was so much money. Until now the issues of apocalypse came. My friend, what are you saying? People did not used to make money. There was no even rule to getting monetized. You just used to be monetized. As long as you're a YouTuber. You see? So you see, this is what I'm saying. Listen. And this is what I'm saying is a problem with the education system. You see the way you're arguing me and telling me that, oh, that you're supposed to write what you see. That's bullshit. It's like telling me, oh, you're a Christian, you're not supposed to help Muslims. And you in your head, yes, you're supposed to follow what you're being told. Instead of you in your head, think.
That's a weak ass lame
What?
excuse. Mixing two different concepts.
That's not an excuse. That's a very good
No,
good
I've
example.
not said anything about. None of my arguments. were
Listen,
related to
it's
that.
like telling me, oh, I'm an architect. Now I cannot design some stuff because that is for civil engineers. Yet
That's a lie.
you have the know-how. Yet
I do that. I do
listen,
that.
stop telling me you do that. Yet
It's
you
the
know.
truth. Why should I lie to you now?
And yet you know the know-how, and that yet you know the know-how, and then you say that, hey, because I'm an architect, I cannot do that. Hey, that's your own shit.
So my your argument you want to tell me you failed.
My argument is,
listen.
my argument is, if a student is reasoning, if a student tells you that, hey, I feel that maybe if the cells can do this and this according to my own research is this and this, hey, shouldn't the markers go and research and see that is this person talking something that makes sense, or their work is just marking, not even looking whether this person makes sense?
First of all, you need to differentiate two aspects.
Mm-hmm.
There are the multiple questions
Mm-hmm.
that you are restricted to what to answer.
Listen.
Yeah, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
I don't
and
have
then
uh-huh.
and then there are exams like high school whereby you are given a sheet of paper to write.
Mm-hmm.
What you write, if you feel you failed because what you wrote was wrong, you can appeal. They do the research and they mark for you again. So what's the problem?
So, and this is why I'm saying, I don't feel as if that multiple questions, that's nonsense. Questions should be open-ended. There should never be like, I don't know, a restriction to answer a question.
So okay.
There should never be a
What
restriction.
did we learn in class 6?
There should never. It's like telling me, oh, boss, there's 9 planets. Yet, personally, I knew there was how many? There was 9 plus another 2. The ones that they are somewhere there just floating. I don't know their names. And then I say that there's this amount of planets. And then you're wrong. So you're telling me that they're going to appeal my KCSE because I say there's another planet that they're supposed to research.
First of all, where did we learn planets?
School.
No, which stage of school?
Class 6.
Good.
So what is stopping me from writing, I know there's other planets? What is stopping me from saying that, hey, there's 12 planets? And that option, that option is not in a checkbox. But clearly, I know the truth is that there is not 9 planets. We have others.
How do I put this in a nice way?
Answer that one. Answer that one.
Listen. How was the exam set? How was the examination?
Exam was set for me to choose.
You had 4 options.
A, B, C, D.
Good.
And what if I don't choose to write A, B, C, D?
Your answer sheet had 4 options.
And that's why I'm telling you, what if I choose to write my own thing and say 12 planets?
You need to accept that there is restriction. Some places, there is control. You cannot just let everything be the way it is.
And this is what you need to let people come to amesoma. If someone is...
Yeah,
we have
8
8
planets.
You see? Where? The other one went where?
Pluto was...
It disappeared.
No.
You see? And then you go to that fucking... And then you go to that high school.
We open a book and we see it was not updated.
It was 9. Yes.
They
And then you fail.
They are updated.
I know, and then you fail. Listen, I'm saying in the case of maybe before they were updated. And then you fail because you wrote
now,
8.
Before what?
Before what?
You see...
See,
These things are current. It was announced. And
are you telling me that
the next books were they were revised?
You know these books are not revised in a long time. Listen, and that's why I've told you, you can argue as much as you want. The truth is, the education system that we have does not allow open thinking. That is why people always think of getting a job instead of thinking of creating a job. People always think of making money instead of thinking of how to help people and get money. You see? And if humanity ingekuwa inafunzo, or if humanity was being taught how to be human in the first place, the world will be a better place. So that's what I've said. You can argue and say, oh, the education system is this, but I've said, if most philosophers say that the education system is bullshit, what makes you think that why would they say that? Because they clearly know there's something going on, there's something wrong. Because they see that there's something wrong with humanity, there's something wrong with the society. For me, I see that, hey, we have a lot of unemployment, and that's because of the education system that we have. Because it doesn't teach us at the end of the day to think, it doesn't teach you that corruption is bad, it doesn't teach you that you're supposed to deal with some things and things like this, it doesn't teach you that, hey, sometimes it's good to think outside the box. It's you see? And that is why I've said, regardless of whether it's good, yes, there's some few in play. It's good that the government is changing a lot of stuff. Yeah. But at the end of the day, is it really helping us to be more human? Is it really helping us to live in harmony with each other, or are we just creating divides?
So you want to tell me that if you did not utilize the services that were offered at high school. Okay, you want to tell me that your friends from your high school that did not utilize what they learned in high school, it's because of the high school?
Yeah.
So what happened to the successful ones? What happened to them?
Most of them I know are businessmen. Some of them I don't know they're doing what. Some of them I don't know they're doing some weird businesses that I don't even understand. Some of them are in Dubai.
Okay.
Most of them gave up on the courses they were doing.
Okay.
So
that's acceptable. And yeah, not everybody starts a marathon finishes. For those who are doing the businesses, so did they utilize what they learned in school?
Me personally, I don't know. That's for business. Don't argue
on one
side.
No, I'm saying about your successful friends from high school.
Okay, me I don't know, but some of them had rich parents.
No.
Some of them had influential backgrounds. Some of them just had the right connections. So I don't know.
Yeah, even if you have that, you can also. It takes a generation to finish a millionaire's wealth.
Yeah, and that's what I've told you. Some of them are privileged, so it's not a matter of what they studied. Some of them just found themselves in better positions. And like we talked in the episode of corruption, the connection thing, man, that's everywhere. The skilled people are not doing what is, like they're not the ones in power. You see? And this is why I'm telling you.
Why are they not in power?
What?
They are the skilled ones.
It's because of those connections and all that crap.
It's how you use what you have.
How you use what you have. So you're telling me that you just advocate what we're going to connect you every
No.
What?
Use what you have.
Use what I have.
Yes, what? You are content creator. Create content.
So how does that
use that to go and replace your good friend Ezekiel at his offices?
That's a miracle.
Why not?
That one never happens. It's a miracle. So you're saying as if it's something easy.
I'm not saying that.
You're telling me that out of Akina Nameless, all these legendary entertainers, why weren't any of them chosen? For that position of Ezekiel.
Did they apply for that thing?
I'm sure they have applied. I used to know some in Power 254 who used to apply. People like Boniface Mwangi apply, I'm sure.
He's controversial, so...
Controversial what? There's no such thing as being controversial. It's called speaking your mind. You need to speak your mind. Stop being afraid. I don't know what. Controversial. You don't care, man. You talk. Don't be afraid to tell people the truth. Tell them. If they want to be hurt, let them be hurt. But the truth will always remain the truth. So you see, that's why I'm telling you. It's all about the connections and all that.
Yeah, also he has his connections.
What? But you see, he fought for it. At least for him.
I
understand. No, listen. Him is a unique case because he's eaten tear gas. He's been in a police cell. So you can't tell me that you can go through the same things and come out surviving.
If I'm fighting for my own causes, yes, I'll go through that.
You're the same guy you were asking for a lawyer here the first show. You see? So that's what I'm saying, Such people are the ones who are supposed to be. Like, these are the people. Do you want to be a non-profit activist? These are the people to be called. Tell them. Let them tell the young people, hey, speak your mind. Don't be afraid of the government. Don't be afraid of this. Speak whatever you have to speak. Okay? Listen, maybe you need some to study this and this because it's going to help you down the line somewhere. Okay? But not because I don't have anything against teachers. Okay? If anyone is a teacher out there, I don't have anything against you. All I'm saying is, if you want to be the best, you need to learn from the best. And clearly, teachers are not the best. And in fact, that is what my mathematics teacher told me. And I remember he told me that when we were segregated in groups. The ones who are clever in one class, the medium clever in one class, and obviously me, I was in the last class because me, I was never clever in books. So I remember there was a lot of discouragement in the class. Some people even used to cover their heads when they come out of class because we were placed because everyone in the school knew that this is the class for the dunderheads. And I remember the teacher clearly told us that none of these teachers have made it in life. Most of them just took a teaching job because it was the last option they had. And that's what I loved about that teacher. And I can never forget him because he was real. He was not there freaking telling us, oh, what, study. He was real at the get-go. He just told us, you go out there, you're going to realize that KCSE is not the end of life. That one day you're going to come and see that if you do whatever you want to do, you're going to be fine.
That was true. Even me, I came to learn that outside.
You see? And now you see me. And now this is why I've said I don't have anything against teachers. But I just think that we need the best from the industry to guide these teachers on what to teach. I'm not undervaluing the skills of any teacher. All I'm saying is you need guidance from the people who have made it. Because clearly those are the people who understand what is going on in that field. Otherwise, if you don't have such people guiding what is being taught, we are never going to have the best of the best. Because I don't like the idea of we have to outsource everything. Oh, scientists, we have to outsource. Hey, doctors, we have to outsource. This, we have to outsource. What, contractors, we have to outsource. Like, it's outsourcing, which is... I don't get why the government sees that is a problem. I don't know why the government, if you're from the government, I don't know why you guys are not like seeing that maybe there's something that needs to change about what people are learning, and you need to be more involved so that you can create the best and stop outsourcing this. Because now you see we have Chinese, we have this, like we have Cubans. The Cubans were abducted.
Yeah, the two of them.
Yeah, you see now.
We condemn such actions. So
You see now.
we hope that
Like we don't want such cases to be happening now and then, every now and then. You see, like it's good to just have our own staff, our own people to help us, to guide us in doing this stuff. Okay, so
yeah, but then you need to understand that that won't happen tomorrow. It's a process.
I've not said it's going to happen tomorrow, so
okay.
Don't put words in my mouth.
No, I'm saying you need to understand. I've not said that you are thinking
yeah,
that it will happen tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's why we've pointed out that clearly there's a problem.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm not saying that it's going to happen tomorrow. I've just said that clearly there's a problem that needs to be looked upon.
Do you agree that something has been done so far?
So for me, until I see the results, I have to see the results first of all so that I can agree.
You want to tell me you have not seen the results?
I'm not seeing it. No.
Don't you know there are guys who
we are just listen. When the results come, listen.
Let me give you a practical.
Don't listen. Don't force. Don't force. Listen. Don't force what you've seen on me.
Because
even if you tell, listen.
What's the problem with me giving you an example? Give me a minute. Do you know that there are some guys who participated in some contest in high school, not from our school, but happily enough, their project has been adapted in motor vehicle technology.
Yo, it's fine. It's fine for your case. That's a small amount. Me, there's one why I say I need to see results. I need to see a larger.
So that's not a result.
Listen, that's a result. I've not said that it's not a result. I've said that's in your own case. And me, I've said you can give me.
I was not there.
Listen, you can give me all the examples you can, but me, so long as I see people complaining that there's no jobs, there's something failing. Okay, because I look at the majority. Because the minority, looking at the minority is a problem. Because you're not going to determine the real problem. So that's why I'm saying, until I see the majority of people saying that, yes, indeed, we can feel there's a change, that something good is happening. That's when I'm going to sit down and say, it's good. Now the issue that maybe we talked about some while back is getting solved. Okay? So any closing remarks?
For me, I think school is good. There's a lot to be improved. And yes, I encourage the government to roll out the new
curriculum
soon as possible. They continue with outside programs such as science contest, math, sports, and yeah.
So for me personally, all I can say is, if you get out of high school, quit college, you go do your thing, do whatever you have to do. If possible, just stay for 1 year outside without school, so that you can really know what you want. Because a lot of people rush into school and they don't know, and they eventually end up dropping their courses. So for me, I value the time that I spent outside a lot, because it helped me focus and realign what I found is important. So if you're finishing high school, give yourself some time. If you're in high school, I've heard that the government is changing some systems. So I just hope that it's going to be better on as we go. The days will get better and better. And for the ones who they've eaten some tough life out there, the school is never the end. And so until what?
Education is a process.
Until the next one.
See you in the next one. Same place, same time.
Same place next time.